Hello. So today our focus will be to make a very healthy bone broth. This is because many of you may have to deal with an illness, and in your illness, it's very healthy to absorb, to have protein. And there is nothing better for having protein than to drink broth. And so it is wonderful. It is wonderful to have bone broth. Today, for my bone broth, I have chosen, there are many things that you can use. Obviously, you can use oxtail is great for bone broth. You can use ribs. Obviously, afterwards you can use the meat to eat. But I am using ossobuco. I am using pieces of ossobuco. I am cooking them in a pressure cooker. And then I will be drinking the broth that comes out. In other words, the little soup, the liquid that comes off the meat. To start with, I am just putting some olive oil, and I will show you a picture, but I'm just putting some olive oil in the bottom of the pressure cooker. You can use other types of oil because of the background I come from. I love to use olive oil, but I'm going to make this the simplest possible way. You can stir fry, refry some onions, some garlic, put in some celery, some carrots, and that would be lovely. It would make the meat so much more aromatic, so much more tasty, and that would be great. But this is the YouTube channel for easy cooking, for making things simple, and for straightforward. So I don't have the time to spend refrying things and making things complicated. I just want things to taste good and to be healthy, nutritious for me because I have a lot of chronic pain. So I am going to put the meat on top of the olive oil. I'm going to put some, and I cannot say this word, spices. You can make fun of me when you want. Spices on top of it. I'm going to close the pressure cooker. I'm going to put some water in it. Obviously, I'm going to close the pressure cooker. And the key here is that it does have to cook for quite a long time. This is unusual for a pressure cooker because usually meats for broth have to cook on the stove for 24 to 48 hours. So thank goodness to the pressure cooker. And you only have to do this it's up to you, but for 3 hours. If you did it for a slow cooker, then, you could also do it for 24 or 48 hours, but you could just let it run. So I'm just choosing a pressure cooker because I'm used to it and it's easy for me. It's whatever you want to do. So let's get to it. And I have my also pickled. It came in the package, not a big piece, just enough for me to get some helping bone broth. Please make sure that you observe all the hygiene essentials that we have discussed in the past. You are touching wood. Just like when you touch fish, make sure you wash your hands before, afterwards, all that good stuff, because Spread drums. And this is wrapped tighter than I was expecting. So I will cut. And once I'm done with putting it in the pot, I will show it to you and continue. See you soon. Now we're going to continue. We have the ossobuco in the pot, and it's quite important that it is meat in the bone, because the bone marrow, has the collagen. That's what's going to give you the most protein, the best part, the most nutrition part for you. So if you're like me, I don't want to be thinking that I am, drinking collagen and things like that. But it's actually what gives it a really tasty, and a nice sense and smell. So let's add some of the wonderful things here. So first of all, some cloves, and I love the smell of cloves. And if you have seen my fish broth recipe, you're going to see a lot of the same things here. You're going to go, well, but wait a second, you're doing the same thing. But actually, it's the same idea. So you're going to see a lot of same spices and a lot of the same things duplicated. So, the cloves. Oh, I need time. And I'm very bit too generous with the time. Doesn't matter. I love her. And 2 bay leaves. I love bay leaves. So there we go. And again, I am not, and I say again because I said this in the other video, I'm not big into black pepper. Some of you might be, so I add a little bit of black pepper. I'm going to add a little bit of salt, all in moderation. I'm going to turn this just a little bit so that you see me a little bit more. Did you realize you couldn't see me? On the other hand, you have all seen you pour salt before. And last but not least, some of you may want to, I like to put balsamic vinegar. I don't usually do this in fish broth, but I do like to do it on bone broth, on meat broths. I just like the way it gives it a taste. There are people that also put some red wine, just like they would, with the fish broth. And I'm pointing because I have fish broth going. They would do boiling white wine. But instead of red wine, I like to do a little bit of balsamic vinegar. That's it. All I need now is water. So I am going to fill my pressure cooker with water, close it up, and we will be ready to go. And just like with my fish broth, I wet the rubber that goes inside my fish. I just wet the rubber that goes inside the cover, because if we don't do that, then our rubber and our lid will not last nearly as long. So it's time to cover the pressure cooker. Sometimes some of my fingers don't want to do the job. Ta-da! And the badger. And once we are done and it has been cooked, all we need to do is strain. We can strain the meat, we can strain the spices, and then we have bone broth to drink. And the meat will be so tender that then we can cook some rice, we can cook some pasta, we can make some vegetables on the side, whatever it is we choose to do at that time. And the meat will just fall off the bone and be delicious to eat if we want to. If we want to. So enjoy. I will show you some pictures of the Anderson platelet. Enjoy your bone broth. Thank you.